188,000 active troops, 66 F-16V Block 70 fighters inbound from Lockheed, 108 M1A2T Abrams tanks just delivered, and one mission: deter the world's largest standing army 80 nautical miles away. This is how powerful Taiwan's military really is in 2026. The strategic reality, geography, and the PLA threat. Taiwan sits 110 miles east of mainland China, 80 nautical miles at the narrowest point of the Taiwan Strait. That's 30 minutes by fighter jet, 90 minutes by amphibious assault ship, 2 hours by missile. China's People's Liberation Army is the largest standing military on Earth. Over 2 million active personnel, 3,000 combat aircraft, 2 aircraft carriers operational, 3rd under construction. The PLA Navy is now the world's largest navy by hull count. And China has spent 3 decades modernizing with one target in mind: Taiwan. Taiwan's Ministry of National Defense tracks PLA activity daily. Grey zone incursions, aircraft crossing the median line, naval exercises simulating blockades, cyber attacks targeting critical infrastructure. This isn't hypothetical threat modeling. This is Tuesday. Taiwan's strategic challenge is mathematically brutal. China has numerical superiority in every category: more troops, more tanks, more ships, more planes, more missiles. Taiwan cannot win a symmetrical war, so Taiwan doesn't prepare for symmetrical war. Air power, the F-16V and Indigenous fighters. Taiwan's Air Force operates approximately 200 combat aircraft, the backbone F-16 Fighting Falcons. But not the F-16s your grandfather flew. Taiwan is receiving 66 brand new F-16V Block 70 fighters, the most advanced F-16 variant Lockheed Martin has ever built. What makes the Block 70 different? APG-83 AESA radar, active electronically scanned array. This radar can track dozens of targets simultaneously while jamming enemy radars. It provides beyond visual range engagement capability that older mechanically scanned radars cannot match. The Block 70 also features upgraded avionics, improved electronic warfare systems, and compatibility with the latest US air-to-air missiles, including AIM-9X Sidewinder and AIM-120 AMRAAM. These aren't incremental upgrades. These are generational leaps. Taiwan is also upgrading its existing F-16A/B fleet to the V standard. Same radar, same avionics, same weapons compatibility. That gives Taiwan a total F-16V fleet of over 140 aircraft by the late 2020s. All capable of modern beyond visual range combat. All networked into Taiwan's integrated air defense system. But Taiwan doesn't rely solely on American fighters. The FCK-1 Chingkuo Indigenous defense fighter remains operational. Taiwan's domestically produced lightweight multi-role fighter. It's not as capable as the F-16V, but it's cheaper to operate, fully supportable with domestic parts, and can't be embargoed by foreign suppliers. Taiwan is retiring its aging Mirage 2000 fleet. France is no longer a reliable arms supplier for Taiwan due to pressure from Beijing. The F-16V replaces the Mirage's interceptor role with better sensors and longer-range missiles. The Air Force's mission is straightforward: contest air superiority over the Taiwan Strait long enough to degrade PLA air and amphibious operations. Every PLA transport shot down is 100 fewer troops landing. Every PLA bomber destroyed is one less strike on Taiwanese infrastructure. Time is the weapon. Land forces, Abrams tanks A&D mobile defense. Taiwan's army operates approximately 190,000 personnel, including reserves. The headline modernization: 108 M1A2T Abrams main battle tanks delivered between 2025 and 2026. The M1A2T is a Taiwan-specific variant of the M1A2 SEPv3 Abrams. It features the same composite armor, 120mm smoothbore gun, and advanced fire control systems as the US Army version. but it's optimized for Taiwan's terrain, smaller, more urbanized battlefields with limited maneuver space. Why tanks? Because amphibious assaults require securing beachheads. Beachheads are where you concentrate armor and infantry, and the best way to break a beachhead is overwhelming firepower at the point of contact. The Abrams gives Taiwan a mobile, survivable platform that can respond rapidly to Chinese landings and destroy amphibious vehicles before they disembark troops. The 120 mm gun can engage targets at ranges exceeding 3 kilometers. That's the difference between stopping an invasion at the waterline or fighting house to house in Taipei. Taiwan also fields the CM-32 Yun Pao, an indigenous 8x8 wheeled infantry fighting vehicle. It's lighter and faster than the Abrams, perfect for rapid deployment across Taiwan's limited road network. The CM-32 carries troops, provides fire support, and integrates with Taiwan's networked battlefield management systems. Taiwan maintains a large reserve force, over 200,000 personnel who can be mobilized within days. Conscription remains mandatory. Every male citizen serves at least 1 year. That creates a population with basic military training and familiarity with weapons. In a crisis, Taiwan can field a 500,000-strong force within a week. Asymmetric capabilities, HIMARS, missiles, A&D denial. Taiwan's asymmetric strategy centers on one principle: make Chinese forces bleed before they reach the shore, and keep bleeding them after they land. The centerpiece: 11 HIMARS launches delivered by the United States. High Mobility Artillery Rocket System. Truck-mounted, GPS-guided rockets with ranges up to 90 kilometers using standard munitions. With ATACMS tactical ballistic missiles, that range extends beyond 300 kilometers. 11 launches sound small, but HIMARS changes the targeting equation. Each launcher carries 6 rockets. Each rocket can hit with precision measured in meters. And the launchers are mobile, fire, relocate, reload. Chinese forces cannot easily suppress them. Taiwan also deploys Harpoon coastal defense cruise missiles. These are ship killers positioned along the coastline. Range: approximately 130 kilometers. Submarines A&D Navy. The Haikun program. Taiwan's Navy has operated aging submarines for decades. 2 Dutch-built Hsiung-class boats from the 1980s. 2 even older US boats from the 1940s kept operational as training platforms. But in 2023, Taiwan launched the Haikun, the first indigenously designed and built submarine in Taiwan's history. Construction of the first hull is complete. Sea trials are underway. Initial operational capability expected by 2027. The Haikun is a diesel-electric attack submarine. Approximately 2,000 tons displacement, armed with torpedoes and potentially anti-ship missiles. It's designed for Taiwan Strait operations, shallow waters, high traffic density, and contested electromagnetic environments. Why does this matter? Submarines are ambush predators. A single submarine positioned along an invasion route forces the entire PLA Navy to conduct anti-submarine warfare. Helicopters, destroyers, sonar networks. That slows the fleet, creates uncertainty, and diverts resources. Taiwan plans to build 8 Haikun-class submarines over the next 2 decades. 8 submarines cannot blockade China, but 8 submarines operating in the Taiwan Strait can make Chinese admirals very nervous. The Navy's mission isn't sea control, it's sea denial. Make the Taiwan Strait too dangerous for Chinese amphibious forces to cross without catastrophic losses. US defense commitments. The Taiwan Relations Act. Taiwan's defense is inseparable from US support. The Taiwan Relations Act, passed by Congress in 1979, commits the United States to providing Taiwan with defensive weapons sufficient to maintain a credible deterrent. Since 2022, the US has approved over $19 billion in arms sales to Taiwan. F-16V fighters, M1A2T Abrams tanks, HIMARS launchers, Harpoon missiles, Stinger man-portable air defense systems, ammunition, spare parts, training. But US support isn't just hardware, it's doctrine. The Porcupine strategy, developed jointly by US and Taiwanese defense planners, emphasizes mobile, distributed, survivable systems that impose costs on an attacker. HIMARS instead of fixed artillery. Coastal defense missiles instead of large surface combatants. Dispersed air defense instead of concentrated bases. The question everyone asks: will the US intervene militarily if China invades Taiwan? US policy is deliberately ambiguous, strategic ambiguity, to prevent both Chinese adventurism and Taiwanese independence declarations. But the arms sales, the joint training, the forward-deployed US forces in Japan and Guam all signal one thing: an invasion of Taiwan triggers a US military response. Taiwan's military planning assumes US intervention, but it also assumes that intervention takes time, days, maybe weeks, for US carrier strike groups to reach the Western Pacific. Taiwan's job is to hold long enough for that intervention to matter. Denial, not victory. So how powerful is Taiwan's military in 2026? Not powerful enough to defeat China in a conventional war, but powerful enough to make invasion catastrophically expensive. 188,000 active troops backed by 200,000 reserves. 66 F-16V Block 70 fighters with AESA radars and beyond visual range missiles. 108 M1A2T Abrams tanks. 11 HIMARS launchers. Harpoon coastal defense missiles. Feng anti-ship missiles. And the Hsiung Indigenous submarine entering service. Taiwan's strategy isn't victory, it's denial. Impose enough cost that Beijing never attempts invasion. Hold long enough for international intervention. And make occupation impossible even if amphibious forces reach the shore. Next video, we're covering Germany's military, Europe's quiet giant. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Because Taiwan proved something fundamental, you don't need the biggest military to deter aggression. You need the right military. And 80 nautical miles of water to make every mile cost more than the attacker is willing to pay.